going on?
Here with Greg and Liz Hill, both BMX legends of their own time. And
we're trying, man.
What do you think of tonight's Hall of Fame inductees?
I think it's pretty incredible tonight. I've been voting for Gregesser for like 20 years, and he's in. And then I raced Billy Griggs for a long time, and I have mass respect for him. And I have respect for all of the guys, but Robert Fade and Billy Griggs, and we had a lot of good times.
Yeah.
So it's very special.
You and Rob are like the kings
Robin, I mean, I went to the WSA when I was little, and I seen Rob racing, and I knew who he was. And then he got out of the sport, and then I got on GT, and I'm at the Orange Y one night, and this dude has long curly hair on a beach cruiser, and he's killing people. So I'm like, Richard, we need this guy. So we got him on the team, and then we became like brothers. It was so incredible. So it's really difficult to explain. You know, I don't have a high school reunion I can go to, but I come here and I meet my buddies and my friends and my BMX family, and it's special. It's nice.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for putting it on.
You're welcome.
Awesome.
Any words, Liz?
Nope. Thanks for having us. Thanks for having us.
All right. Have a good time tonight.
Thank you.
Thank
you, sir.
See you guys.
All right.
We're here with 2005 Hall of Fame inductee Gregesser, legend in Florida, and his dad, his late great father, is getting honored tonight with an induction. Tell us a little bit about your dad.
He was a guy that had a lot of ideas, some of them real stupid, but obviously one of them good, and that was BMX as far as the East Coast. So that was cool, and I'm glad he's being inducted, and I'm sorry he's not here. That's the cruel side of life, I guess.
Yeah.
But I'm glad.
Yeah, well, it's a great honor, and you know, maybe we can get Brian in here one of these days.
He's here. He's here somewhere around here.
You know,
Brian is
inducted.
here.
You know, if we get the whole Esser clan inducted one of these days, that'd be great.
Possibly so.
All right. Well,
Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks. Our racer inductee for tonight, Billy Griggs. Mr. Bill, how you feeling? You got the speech all written and you're ready?
I'm feeling okay. I'd be more comfortable with a Les Paul in my hand, but I don't have a speech written. I'm going to wing it.
Yeah.
I have a few bullet points that I made, but you know, yeah, I'm just going to wing it.
All right. Show us what you got here for. We always ask each inductee to bring some memento from their racing career, and Billy, you had a lot to choose from, right?
I did have a lot to choose from, and it was really tough, and you know, not a bad problem to have. But yeah, this is 1990 Red Line jersey, and I think this was one of the years in my pro career that might have got me here tonight.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, this was kind of it. You know, this was like the pivotal year for me, and yeah, and I have a lot of these, so I won't miss one.
Yeah, and I think you'll see that in tonight's video.
Okay, cool.
Wheelie across the finish line.
Oh, right on. Excellent.
All right, we're here with 2007 Hall of Fame inductee Dennis Dane, also known as the Red Baron. So, what do you think of tonight's inductee list?
They're awesome. I'm so happy that okay, Billy Griggs, is it Ron Wilkerson?
Yeah.
Okay, those guys are great, and Gregesser's. I'm going to say Gregesser's dad because I know Greg and Brian better, but Rob Fade, friend of mine I met him back in Western Sports Ramble when I first started racing. He was one of the first guys that I made friends with, you know, him and Stu and those guys. But Robert and I go way back to day one, and I'm so happy that somebody from the early days of the pioneer, the true pioneer of the sport, that was really doing so much for the sport, that worked on tracks, was there at the beginning, transferred from the Schwinn's of the BMX bikes before they were BMX bike specific. That was in that transitional stage. That is what the pioneering era of the sport is all about, and I'm really excited for Robert. That's a great thing.
Is there one particular fond memory that you have of Rob Fade back in the day?
Probably the fact that it was my home track there at Western Sports Ramble in Orange County was his home track, and he was there before. He was there from day one, and I came in just after that. But he had that track dialed. He was one of those locals that would beat the hot shoes. And David Clinton was already established as a power back then, and he would come. And we were the Orange County guys, and they were the LA guys. And he came down for a race, and it was this David versus Goliath thing, and Robert beat him. Or I guess David beat him the first time, and then he came back, and Robert really worked himself up, and he beat him the second time. And that was it was a great thing to see, because we had a rivalry back then, and it continued on for years. But that was one of the early parts of it, and it was really exciting. And I remember Robert doing that. It was really great.
All right, cool. Well, I know you always enjoyed this Hall of Fame, so I'll let you get going and have a good time tonight.
Thanks, bud. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Dan. All right, we're here with last year's racer inductee, Eric Carter. So you've been through this, you know, how nervous were you before your Hall of Fame induction? And
Well, you know what? I was pretty nervous, Gork. You know, seeing all the people out there and the lights and stuff like that. But Mike, you know, Mike went up before me and kind of brought me up to stage, and he softened the mood and made it funny. You know, Mike's always a comedian, so that made it a little better for me. And then I just got into what I wanted to talk about, man, and I relaxed. But it was an awesome moment to be able to see all my friends and family out in front there, and my kids, and to have them experience it with me. So I just relished the moment.
yeah, no, it was a great speech last year.
Yeah,
and,
thanks.
I'm sure we're going to be in for some more tonight.
I'm looking forward to it.
Out of all the inductees, I mean, you and Billy Griggs go way back. So
Oh, yeah.
tell us a good Billy Griggs story.
Man. Well,
I'm sure you got lots.
yeah, I got a couple, man. Me and Billy went, you know, when we turned pro, one good one was me and Billy got in a scrap at one of the races. I pimped him in the last turn at Burbank, and I knew I had pimped him. I went in a little hot, and so I actually pulled off to let him go back by me and take that last qualifying spot. And, you know, Billy being the fierce competitor that he was, you know, as he was riding by me to take the spot, he just reached out and tapped my handlebars and made me fall off. So I reached up and grabbed his jersey, and we went and tumbling into the fence, man, and wrestling. So, but yeah, man, Billy, you know, I know Billy since Orange Y days when, gosh, I was 9 or 10 years old, and you know, riding in his backyard. His backyard really was the invention of the pump track.
Yeah.
And you know, so, you know, Billy played a big part of my success as well, because I rode a lot with him in his backyard, and I think we kind of pushed each other a little bit. So yeah, it's awesome to see Billy get his dues and get his respect and get up here in the hall, and then Lee Donovan as well. You know, Lee is also an Orange Y vet, and to see her get nominated is pretty cool as well. So I'm here to see both those guys.
Yeah. Awesome. All right, well, enjoy the night.
I will. Thanks, Corey.
All right, thanks, Eric.
Yep.
We are here with 1991 Hall of Fame inductee, the human dragster, Tommy Brackens. So, Tommy, what are you looking forward to for tonight's Hall of Fame?
Good food. No, I have to give Robert a plug here. No, I'm looking to just hang out with a bunch of friends like yourself, George Vic, guys I haven't seen in a while, and we could just reminisce about old times. I mean, we get to do this once a year, so this is awesome.
Yeah, it's kind of like everyone's been comparing it to their high school graduation or their high school reunion. You know, it's pretty much our BMX reunion. Now, you probably have some good stories about Rob Fade or Billy Griggs.
Let me see. Let's start with Billy. One year was at the Grand Nationals, and I think it was he was riding with Stewart and he was Wolf for Red Line, and we were in the parking lot. Obviously, when the race was over, you know, we get kind of crazy in a sense. And we were in the rental car, and Greg Hill decided he wants to go full speed at Stewart's and Billy's rental car in grass, and he decided to slam on the brakes, and the car wouldn't turn that Greg was driving, so he smacked into Billy's and Stewart's rental car, and I think Billy had a busted mouth or a busted nose or whatever, and we were just like, you know, that was the biggest idiot move that I seen Greg, but it was hilarious. You know, even Billy got a chuckle out of it. You know, it was pretty cool. Robert was a teammate of mine and family friend, and I have so many memories of the guy. The guy tried so hard. He's the only guy that I can think of that the guy's like a bodybuilder. I mean, he works at the gym every single day for hours, and it shows in his personality and his body. But we was at a race in I think it was Shreveport, Louisiana, and we was in the pro main event together, and I wound up crashing, and he went around everybody and took third place. Supposed to be winning overall, but the scores got myself and Robert mixed up. Come on, me and Robert do we look like twins? No, we don't. But they got us mixed up, and they scored me third and scored Robert like 6 or 7, so Robert didn't win the main overall. And you know, that was just one of the instances. We just had a ball, dude. It was just so much fun with this guy.
Yeah, because it'd be hard to compare you two, confuse you two, because it looks like you've never even been in a gym, right?
No, I don't like working out in the gym. I don't. I don't work out at the gym. Like Stewart and Robert and the guys, those guys are instant bodybuilders. I don't go to. I try working out with Robert and try to compare lifting weights with it. No, I can't keep up with the guy. No way.
But you always had the lowest body fat, right? I remember the test. the athletic testing that they did with BMX Action, and you did pretty good.
It was what Stewart was there, Pete Luncarevich, Sean Texas, no guys. I think I had the lowest body fat, but I think the strongest one of them, I think, was Stewart. I think Stewart probably had the most strength, you know.
And Stu's still a moose.
It's like a freight train on wheels, yeah.
All right, well, we're going to let you go, Tommy. So thanks a lot. Stopping by. Enjoy your night.
Try to.
All right.
Right, thanks, guys.
My good friend Sherry Elliott from Sacramento, NorCal local, and inducted into the BMX Hall of Fame, one of the few girls to be inducted in the guy, you know, mostly the guys category back then in 1989. So now we have a women's category, and we have Lee Donovan coming in tonight. And you and Lee, probably tough competitors back in the mountain bike days, right?
Yeah, I admire Lee so much. I'm lucky that she wasn't in my age group, I think. I think maybe the Sherry Elliott legacy would have been a little bit different with that competition in my age group. She was a couple years younger than me, so no, she really deserves to be in here. I learned a lot from her in mountain biking as well. An extreme legend on two wheels, and we're really lucky to have her in the Hall of Fame. She should be in it. Yeah.
Now, what other, looking in the future, you know, for the women's category, who do you see coming in, being inducted in the next 3 or 4 years?
There's a lot of girls out there. I would say Kathy Shackle, Misty Dong, Debbie Cowslow, Ray Andrews, any of the girls that were pioneers in the pro women days, like the Jen Zuners and the Gabby Buys, and you know, where they collaborated those first few years where it couldn't get going, but they were putting money in a hat, going around, and there's a lot of pioneers out there that really need to be in the Hall of Fame, and someday they will now that they have a women's category. It's great.
Yeah. Yep, it's great. Well, enjoy it. Enjoy tonight's ceremony.
Yep.
It's going to be a good one.
Yeah, glad to see you here, Gork.
All right.
You and I go way back.
I dropped her first gate.
You sure did. In fact, I drop his name in all my speeches because he's such a big part of my life.
All right.
Have a good night.
Okay, thanks, Sherry. All right, we have another one of tonight's honored guests, Lee Donovan, our inductee for the women's category. What did you think when you first heard that you were going to be in the Hall of Fame, Lee?
I was shocked. I mean, you know, it wasn't something that I anticipated. You know, it wasn't something that, you know, you expect. And when Shannon gave me the call that, you know, I was going to be inducted, I think, you know, I was like, I didn't know how I felt. And over the months since then, it's really been cool, actually, because it's forced me to kind of go back to those years and look at a lot of you know, magazines, and you know, remember a lot of memories, and just realizing what BMX really gave me. And it's like the best honor ever, because BMX gave me my whole life. And everything I have in my life today is really because I threw my leg over a 20-inch BMX bike in 1983. So I'm stoked to be here, and I'm stoked to share it with so many of the inductees already that from the past. You know, it's like so many heroes and legends and friends. So it's awesome.
Now, so you touched on it a little bit, but how much did BMX help you in mountain biking and crossing? You know?
Oh, everything. I mean, I remember, you know, the beginning of mountain biking was, you know, I showed up at a slalom race, and that was in 1992. And I just signed up as an expert because I thought, you know, hey, you know, I'm an expert I'm a really good bike rider, so I'll do that. And I got the chance to race this girl, Missy Giove. She was like really famous. I didn't know it at the time. She just looked like a weird chick to me. But I beat her. And then all these people were like, oh my God, you beat Missy Giove. I'm like, who? That weird girl that wears that fish around her neck? Like, that's a girl. Anyways, and it became a really big deal. And that all was because I could ride a BMX bike, and I was able to take those skills over onto the mountain and ride jumps and ride corners. And I mean, my whole success of mountain biking came from this foundation. I would never have had, I would have probably never been interested in riding mountain bikes if I hadn't been a BMXer.
So 2-time, the very first #1 girl cruiser title, and then you backed it up the next year. So 2-time national #1 girl cruiser. And now why don't you tell us who's with us tonight?
Okay, well, this is my daughter, Grace. She is 8 years old. She just turned 8 on August 31st. And this is my husband, Stickman. We've been married for 13 and a half years, together for 20. And, you know, Stick just missed knowing me in the BMX era, but he was one of the first people I met on the mountain bike. And yeah, this family is all a product of a BMX race in 1983.
Oh, really?
Well, for sure, because I would never have raced mountain bikes, and so I would have never, all these things wouldn't have happened.
So Stick, everybody just knows you as Stick. No one really calls you Craig or what?
No.
I can relate.
I know,
I can
and
relate.
it's so funny. I was thinking that, you're a Craig, and nobody knows you as Craig. You're a Gork, and he's a Craig, and, he's a Stick man. And I thought, it was funny when I was thinking about it the other day. I was like, I clearly would never rename my child Craig because they don't keep that name.
That's true. All right, well, you guys have a good night.
Thanks,
Enjoy.
Gordon. Thank you. Thank you.
Tonight's inductee for the Pioneer category, Rob Fade, GT legend, and what else can we say about you, man? You been around forever.
Yeah, father of 5.
Yeah, okay.
Been around the sport for 40 years or so. Yeah.
Let's start off. Introduce your family here. Who do we have tonight?
Right here we have my youngest daughter, Kylie. She's 12. We have my oldest daughter here. She's 16. This is Taylor. And this is my partner in crime, Mara. Clayton John's daughter. Yeah. And no, don't think like that either. No, I wasn't doing that at the races.
Yeah, now I remember because you guys met at the Grands one year, right?
91 Grands we met, and we've been together ever since that day.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
22 years ago.
So it's just the BMX family, just like Lee and Stickman were just talking about that, how they, all met kind of because of BMX, so.
Yep. But I want to give a shout out to my other 3 sons. I got Mitchell, he's 18, he's in Cody, Wyoming. My other boy, he's in Ashland, Wisconsin. And then my other boy's in second deployment in Afghanistan Army.
Yeah, it's too bad he couldn't. I hear they're all wanting to come here tonight, really bad.
Yeah, him and his guys over there in the Army, man, they're just really pumped up, and we were trying to get a live feed, so we could have them, with the banners and stuff, all the way over in Afghanistan and stuff. It would have been really special. But they're all pumped. They're all pumped for 1, the sport, and 2, for me. It's pretty exciting for the family.
Yeah. All right. So how much does it mean to get into the Hall of Fame?
Honestly, I still can't even believe it until it happens. Seriously, I mean, I don't know how many years, that my name was on the ballot that I never even voted for myself. God's honest truth. I mean, the experiences I have from BMX, I mean, I was happy with that. But, I mean, it was good if I would have never got in, but it's greater that I am, that I'm getting in now. Just, I mean, all the past inductees, and it's incredible with the group of guys that I'm in there with now. It's a dream of a lifetime. Seriously, it really is for me and my family.
Awesome. Well, congratulations, Rob. And I'll let you get on with tonight. Enjoy it.
Awesome, buddy.
And look forward to seeing you up there.
Thank you.
All right. Man, does this guy look like a scholarship winner or what? And we're here with Tyler Whitfield from Illinois, and he's our he's going to be our first recipient of the National BMX Hall of Fame scholarship tonight. So what do you think of that?
Well, I didn't even know I was going to get it really. I put in the work for the Warnicki scholarship. I tried really hard with that, and then I realized I didn't get anything for that. I was kind of bummed, and then I found out that I'm getting a bigger award, which is pretty awesome. So I don't know what it is, but it doesn't matter. I'm just really happy to be here.
Yeah. Now we do a silent auction here every year. Last couple of years we've had some art items. You can see them when you go down the hallway, and all the proceeds from the auction go towards that scholarship. So, and you won't know how much that scholarship is until you get up there on stage tonight, and then you're going to find out when you give the big check. So, tell us a little bit about school. You just graduated last year, and you're going to Marion.
Yeah. Well, I tried really hard this last year and my senior year to get straight A's to try to help get maybe some more scholarship money for my year this year. But school right now the work's not too hard, but it's a lot of time management, which I'm pretty good at because of all the racing. I missed 100 days last year in high school, or altogether in high school. And right now it's just really hard getting used to being away from my family and stuff like that. I'm not liking it right now, but hopefully soon I'll get used to it.
All right. Now, I remember you told me at one race a while back that you want to be a pediatrician.
Yeah, I want to be a pediatrician or something medical like that, maybe an anesthesiologist, because I find that I'm pretty good at helping people, and I like to help people, make them feel better, and just be there.
All right, so we're here with the future Dr. T. Witt. So anyways, congratulations and on the scholarship.
Yep, thank you.
Have fun tonight.
Thank you.
Another one of tonight's Hall of Fame inductees for the freestyle category, Ron Wilkerson, Mr. Too Hip himself. So how's it feel, Ron?
Pretty awesome. It's a beautiful night. We're here. That's awesome.
Yeah, I've heard that you're pretty excited about it. So who's this you have with us?
This is Xander. Xander, our little boy, 8 months.
Yeah?
Yeah, you know. Figured to have him check it out, see how things are going.
All right. Yeah, a little future Strider racer right here, right? All right, so tell us one of your fondest memories or wildest stories from your freestyle days.
You got to give me a subject to go off of, 'cause there's a lot in there.
Okay, summer tour. You got a wild summer tour story.
Summer tour. Well, man, there's so many. It's insane. Probably the best one was when we were doing a show at this big outdoor concert for Three Dog Night. Yeah, and Brian Blyther disappeared, and we couldn't find him, and it was before cell phones, and he had no way to reach us, and no way. He disappeared for the whole night, and the next day, luckily, we found him. But there's a lot more details to that story.
that you can't tell.
Yeah, you know.
All right, so how's the you're still doing Wilkerson or Too Hip bicycles right now?
Too Hip, and yeah, doing bikes and doing contests here and there, and still riding a lot and loving it.
All right, that's awesome. So still at it. Well, congratulations on the Hall of Fame induction tonight, and we look forward to seeing you up there.
All right, thanks. See you guys.
Turbo Harry Leary, you're out of uniform. You raced today, right?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I made the 41 and over expert main, and I think I got 6th or something. It was great, though. It's great. It's absolutely great.
The Turbo got 6th place in expert, man.
Yeah, 54.
But
54 now. I'll be 55 in February, so this is great. It's great stuff.
Awesome. So, Rob Fade and you go way back in the pro days.
Yeah.
Got some good Rob Fade stories for us?
Yeah, Rob Fade and I, we battled pretty hard when the second year in Vet Pro Masters. We were racing Cruiser together, and he wasn't giving me any room, and I had to move him, and yeah, you know how it gets. You have a little argument at the finish line, and you know, tempers flare, and then they get better, and you know, but absolutely, congratulations to Rob and Billy Griggs. Billy Griggs raced today, and he beat me in the first moto, but that's okay. I beat him in the main.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. So, Hall of Fame, how much did it mean to you, and what do you think's going through these guys' minds, you know, when they're, you know, about to go up there on stage and accept the plaque?
I think now it probably means more. I went in '86 with Stu, which I couldn't have gone in with a better guy, and two of my heroes were before me, Dave Clinton and John George, and then I went in with Stu. So, but back then you really didn't understand the importance of what we were doing, because we were still doing it. You know, we were still racing, we were still getting paid to race, and so now, I don't know if these guys understand where they're going, but it's a pretty cool place. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, the ceremony is definitely a lot. You know, we've stepped it up a whole lot bigger the last few years. So you kind of wish you were getting inducted now.
You know, yeah, it'd be awesome to get re-inducted. You know, let's do, like, you know how people get remarried. Let's do re-inductions and, you know, have speech wars or something, tell stories or something. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll let you get going out there. I know you have a lot of friends out there in the crowd.
Thanks, Gord. Appreciate everything you've done for the sport. You're awesome. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Thanks, Harry. We're here with Hall of Famer Cash Matthews of the Webco and Mongoose fame. The guy who started BMX, one of the guys that started BMX in the state of Oklahoma. So, MC tonight, what do you have in store for us?
Man, we got a great show tonight. We have inductees that so deserve to be here. We have the Olympic Flame, which is really cool. We have the flags of the nations flying behind us. One of the greatest events in BMX, to see it from your day and my day when it was tiny, and how this is amazing. Yeah. This is really good.
Now, is there any one out of the 5 inductees tonight? Is there any one in particular that you're really looking forward to bringing up on stage?
You know, all of them really. I mean, Billy Griggs Billy came up after I left the sport, and he's one of the guys I watched, so I'm super happy for him. Of course, Rob Fade I knew back in the day. Really, all of these guys were amazing. I'm very honored to be part of the induction of Mr. Esser, who for such a long time was such a big part of our sport. This is a good night.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, especially following the Supercross, which is all about the Olympic qualifications, and George Esser, who started the IBMXF, along with Garrett Does. It's pretty awesome, that we've got it all come together right here.
Sport has an international flair now. This is an international sport. It's a worldwide stage, and we're on it. It's so cool.
Yeah, so it's pretty awesome that George Esser, tonight's inductee, is one of those that got it to that point.
This is a great night for him, his family, his legacy, and all he did. I wished he could be here to see this. Just this event and all this that's going on. That we have a camera that works.